all store to the Procter & Gamble. What benefit they are getting out of that? That is, when a particular material is going out from a particular shelf, automatically that information will be passed on to the Procter & Gamble. In that case, when the material is coming down to reorder level, automatically Procter & Gamble will sell the material to that store. They are saving two things. Number one is the ordering cost. That is an inventory. That is another thing is the warehousing cost. They don't have to store in your warehouse. Automatically, company is sending this. Two things they are saving, and that cost they are passing to the, that is when reducing the cost, pass on to the customer. So that is called the cost leadership. Then I am coming to the response, that is flexible, reliable, and quick. Particularly, this practice of these three concepts, that is the differentiation, cost leadership, and the response, are implemented via 6 strategies. What are those strategies? Flexible design and volume, low price, delivery, quality, after sales and service, and a broad product line. Broad product line means, that is another conception is there in the industry, that is loss sale. Loss sale means if a particular customer asks for a particular product, if that product is not available, in that case that customer will go, that is company is losing a customer. Similarly, that customer will pass on this information to some other, they can influence some other customers, and that sale also good. So naturally, loss sale, we can have to avoid the loss sale. That is the broad product line. That is the conception. Then I'm coming to the conception of decision. Now, manager, particularly, now it is clear that the manager have to prepare their action plan to achieve supporting mission. To do this, manager have to take lots of decisions. Success and failure of the manager is totally depends on the ability of the manager to take appropriate decision. So naturally, I am giving emphasis on the word, that is appropriate decision. That is right time, right moment, take the decision, the proper decision, appropriate decision. So naturally, decision depend on the degree of knowledge of the manager. Degree of knowledge, I am dividing into 3 parts. Number 1, certainty. Number 2, risk. And number 3 is the uncertainty. 3 things. Now, first I am coming to the certainty. Certainty means decision maker has the complete knowledge of consequence of every decision alternative. Let us give an example. For example, say, I have certain money. I have to invest that money. So I have to take a decision. I have the 2 options in my hand. I can do the FD in the bank. In that case, I will get the 5.4% or 6.1% as a senior citizen. I will get the 6.1% per annum. Another option is there. That is, if I go by the RBI bond, I will get a 7.4%. But in that case, the locking period is there 5 years. I have to take it. In that case, I know if I take a decision, go by the FD, how much I will get it, and if I put in the RBI bond, how much I will get it. So in that case, I have to set my criteria. What will be my decision criteria? Decision criteria means more profit will be my decision criteria. So with the help of that, that is the state. In that case, decision maker certainty, decision maker has the complete knowledge of the consequences for every decision already. Next, I am coming to the decision making under risk. Now, in that case, decision maker has a less complete knowledge because there are more than one state of nature. Now, state of nature, particularly state of nature, if I like to discuss the state of nature, let us take an example. State of nature basically depends on the market condition. Market condition, I am telling the market condition is poor, I am telling the market condition is moderate, I am telling the market condition is high. Now, market condition is poor, moderate, high, I am defined in this way. Say, if the order quantity is less or equal to 3,500, market condition is poor. If it is more than 3,500, but less or equal to 7,500, it is moderate. If it is above 7,500, it is high. So these three things, so in each case, your demand will vary. But decision maker don't have any idea when market condition will be poor, when market condition will be moderate, and when market condition will be high. In that case, what decision maker will do? In that case, what decision maker? In that case, decision maker will try to know the probability distribution of each state of nature. Either can able to identify the probability distribution of state of nature or not. Now, if we know the probability distribution of each state of nature, then the problem will be treated as a decision making under risk. And if it doesn't understand or doesn't identify the probability distribution of state of nature, it will be treated as a decision making under uncertainty. But we cannot avoid uncertainty in the industry. Now in the industry, lots of uncertainty is there. For example, say machine breakdown, uncertainty is there. Supply of the raw material, uncertainty is there. Product demand, uncertainty is there. So we can't avoid uncertainty in the industry. But the decision maker have to take the decision. So what decision maker should do? That is the main aspect of this discussion. That is, decision maker hold subjective belief. How we arrive this subjective belief? Through a combination of reasoning and knowledge of the past. Knowledge of the past means the historical data. From the historical data, for example, say, I am telling, that is the historical data, I am telling that is, if the order quantity is less or equal to 3,500, it is poor. If it is lies between 3,500 and 7,500, it is moderate, and above 7,500, it is high. This state of nature. Now, if I take the 5 years demand data, in that case, I can identify the frequency of that order quantity. If I identify the frequency of the order quantity, then I can able to identify this one. For example, say I am identifying the frequency of the high is like this, moderate is like this, poor is like this. Then I can able to calculate the probability of that. So in this way, I can able to convert. If I know from the historical data, we can able to convert in the probability distribution. So problem of risk. But the question is, it is clear from the discussion that the state of nature is the future decision situation. The future decision situation, and don't have any control on the decision maker. Now, let us assume in this way, say decision maker have the idea, market condition will be high, there is chance is 20% chance, market condition will be moderate, there is a 50% chance, and market condition will be poor, there is a 30% chance the market condition will be poor. But it may happen this decision maker is not confident enough on this percentage. It may happen. Or he doesn't have the idea about the percentage of this. Two options is there. Either he don't have any confidence enough, that is 20%, 30%, 50%, he is not confident enough, and he don't have any idea about that. In that case, what he will do? He will go to the market consultant, those who have the very good idea about the market. So if you go to the market consultant to identify the probability distribution of the state of nature, he has to buy the information from the, he has to buy the information from the market consultant. Now my question is, how much amount he has to pay for that, so that still he will be in the profitable situation. It means how much amount he can able to pay to the market consultant so that he will be in the profitable condition. So in that case, there is a one numerical model. We can able to design the numerical model for calculation of the minimum expected opportunity loss. Minimum expected opportunity loss. We can able to prepare this model. As it is not the math, I am not discussing this with the how to design a mathematical model, but we can able to design this with the expected opportunity loss. The minimum expected opportunity loss. It means this is the maximum amount a decision maker can pay to the market consultant to buy the information. And he can able to save some money also by negotiating with the consultant. For example, say X amount of money he has to pay for this, and after negotiation he is getting the Y amount of money where Y is less than X. So we can able to save some money for that. Now, let us take another example. Decision making of a production manager. Now, production manager have to do the production planning. Now, production planning, it starts from the aggregate planning, and after that, it is coming to the conception of that is coming to this master production schedule. So let us come to that one. That is the aggregate planning. Now, aggregate planning, basically, we have to do it for the product as a whole, and the time horizon should be 6 to 12 months. Within 6 to 12 months, it is not possible to build a new facility, or it is not possible to purchase a new equipment also. So what is possibilities there? What are the possibilities there? We can hire a fireman worker, increase or decrease the work week, add an extra shift, subcontract out the work, use overtime, increase or decrease inventory level, etc. Like that, we can able to do it. So manager have to be careful about the available resources. What are the resources? Manpower, time is I am telling the production time, raw material, working capital, etc. So when we'll do the aggregate planning, we'll do the product family as a whole. Now let us take an example. It will be easier to understand that one. Say ABC company produce